Hello dear students, I am Jakishan. Welcome to the first part of chapter 8 quadrilaterals. Students, till now we have completed till chapter 7 triangles. And today we are going to start chapter 8 quadrilaterals. Students, as I have told you that CBSE has changed their syllabus for 2020-21 session few days back, okay, and according to the new syllabus of CBSE, 30% of the syllabus, 30% of the topics is now removed from your syllabus, okay, and we have to study further according to that, okay. See students, chapter 5 we have studied, but that chapter is now removed, okay. So for this session chapter 5 will not be there, that is Euclid's geometry. And in the previous chapters also there are some changes, and that changes I have already told you. I have sent the PDF of that in the group, okay. See, chapter 7 we have studied. In that chapter we have not studied the topic inequalities in a triangle because that topic is now removed. So is there any change in this chapter also according to the new syllabus of CBSE? The answer is no. There is no change in this chapter according to the new syllabus of CBSE. Means chapter 8 you have to study each and everything, whatever the things was previously in your syllabus, okay. That is, this time is also there, okay. See students, so before starting this chapter, let us understand that what will be the structure of this chapter, means how we'll study step by step everything, okay. So the topics of this chapter is, the first topic is introduction. After that we will study angle sum property of quadrilateral. As we have studied in triangle also, that the sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So here for the quadrilateral we will study angle sum property. After that we'll see that what are the types of quadrilateral. And then we'll see, this is very important topic, this is the main part of this chapter, properties of quadrilateral. In this topic students will study 7 or 8 theorems, and all the theorems will tell you that what are the main properties of special type of quadrilaterals, okay. Means if there is a parallelogram, then what are the properties of parallelogram, what are the properties of rhombus, like this we'll study, okay. So we'll study in this topic theorems, okay, and on the basis of that we'll solve exercise 8.1, okay. And after that, after solving exercise 8.1, the two topics we'll study, the midpoint theorem and its converse. We will see that what is the midpoint theorem and what is the converse of that, okay. And after that finally we'll solve exercise 8.2, and like this will complete this chapter overall, okay students. Now students, let us start the first topic for the chapter 8 quadrilaterals, that is introduction. So students, in the topic of introduction we'll see that what is a quadrilateral. Students, from in our previous classes we used to solve the questions related to the simple quadrilaterals, that is square, rectangle, that are the types of quadrilateral, okay. And in class 7th and 8th we see the chapter quadrilateral, where we see the some types of quadrilateral, okay students. So in your mind, what is the picture of quadrilateral, what is a quadrilateral? So we can simply say that the region bounded by 4 sides, okay. What definition we generally study, that the region bounded by the four sides is known as a quadrilateral. So here also, what is definition is given? A simple closed plane figure. See students, it is very important to recognize that what type of shapes are two-dimensional and what types of the shapes are three-dimensional. See, whatever the plane figures are there, all the figures are two-dimensional, 2D, and whatever the figures which is not plane, then that figure will be three-dimensional. Means where length, breadth and height is given, that figures will be 3D, and when only two dimensions are given, then that figure is two-dimensional. Okay, so here a simple closed plane figure bounded by four line segment is called a quadrilateral. So it is a plane figure which is closed. Okay, the condition is that it should be closed, not like four lines are there. So see, one line, two line, three line and four line. This figure is what? This figure is made of four lines, but it is not bounded. Okay, it is not closed. Okay, so here the region enclosed by, or you can say the region enclosed by four line segment, and that figure should be plane, then this type of figure is known as quadrilateral. So students, simply we can give the definition: a simple closed plane figure bounded by four line segment is called a quadrilateral. This is a quadrilateral. Okay, what it has four sides. So in this figure, what are the four sides? The first side is AB, second is BC, third is CD, and fourth is DA. So the four sides are AB, BC, CD and AD. Okay students, you can say DA also. This is also be there. Four angles. Okay, and here the word is interior, means four interior angles are there. First interior angle, second interior angle, third interior angle and fourth interior angle. So here angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. So a quadrilateral has four sides and four angles, and also students four vertices. Vertices are what? See, when only one is there, then it is vertex, and the plural of vertex is vertices. So here A, B, C and D, four vertices are there. A, B, C and D. Okay, four vertices are there, and two diagonals. What are the diagonals, students? Diagonals are a line joining the opposite points. Okay, a line join their opposite points, then that points are known as diagonals. So how many diagonals are possible in quadrilateral? Two diagonals, and the name of that diagonals can be AC and BD. Okay students, so this was the introduction of a quadrilateral, where we have seen that a quadrilateral has four sides, four angles, four vertices and two diagonals. Okay, and we have seen that what is the definition of quadrilateral. Okay students, now see that what is the angle sum property of quadrilateral. Students will study the topic in the form of a question. Okay, see, we all know that the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree, and this is the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. Okay, but here I have made a question that proves that the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So students, so that a question is prepared and the topic is also covered. Okay, so I have made this in the form of a question. So we have to prove here that the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So students, how we'll solve this question? For this, students, firstly we'll see that what is given. So we'll write here that a quadrilateral, students, whenever I will write QUAD and here one dot is there, so I have written in the short form quadrilateral. Okay, a quadrilateral ABCD, it is given. Okay, and what is to prove? To prove, we have to prove that sum of all angles, means angle A plus angle B plus angle C and plus angle D is equal to 360 degree. We have to prove this. Okay, now students, we have to prove all angles, the sum of all angles is 360 degree. We have to do some construction here. Okay, and what construction we will do, let us see. We have to do some construction. What construction we are going to do? We are going to join any of the diagonal. Okay, suppose we have joined the diagonal BD. Okay, join B to D like this, and suppose students that this is angle 1, this is angle 2, this is angle 3 and this is angle 4. Okay students, what we have done, we have joined a diagonal, that is BD, we have joined B to D, and after that we have supposed that this angle is 1, this angle is 2, this angle is 3 and this angle is 4. Okay students, now coming to the proof part, how we'll prove it students, let us see. Firstly we'll see in triangle ABD. See students, in triangle ABD, since we all know that ABD is a triangle, and from angle sum property of triangle we can say that angle A plus angle 1 plus angle 4, it should be equal to 180 degree. Okay students, and what is the reason behind it? The reason is angle sum property. The reason is angle sum property. Okay, and suppose students, this is equation number 1. Are you getting the question? Are you getting this point? See, we have joined B to D, and after that we are looking the triangle ABD. Okay, in triangle ABD, the sum of angle A plus angle 1 plus angle 4, it should be equal to 180 degree, because we have already studied the angle sum property of triangle. Angle sum property of triangle, where we have studied that the sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay students, so this is the equation number 1. Now in triangle CBD, so students, in triangle CBD we can write that angle C plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree. Okay, the reason is same students, the reason is same, that is angle sum property of triangle. Okay, the reason is same, and suppose that this is equation number 2. See, in this triangle also angle 2 plus angle C plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree. Now students, adding equation 1 and equation 2. Okay students, here we are going to add equation 1 and equation 2. So students, when we add, the left hand side will be added to the left hand side and right hand side will be added to the right hand side. So here left hand side will be angle A plus angle C, angle 1 plus angle 2, angle 4 plus angle 3, and the right hand side 180 degree plus 180 degree. Okay, now see students, this is angle A plus this is angle C. Now students, if you will see, then angle 1 plus 2, angle 1 plus 2, so the whole angle is what? This angle. When you will add angle 1 plus angle 2, then the whole angle will be what? The whole angle will be angle B. Okay, and if you will take angle 4 and angle 3 together, then this whole angle will give you what? Angle 4 plus angle 3, it will give you angle D. The whole angle, angle D, is equal to, in right hand side 180 degree plus 180 degree, you have got what? 360 degree. So students, here overall if we write in the order, it will be angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360 degree. Okay students, so this is the proof of angle sum property of a quadrilateral, that the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay students, so this is the proof. You can now pause the video and note it down. Now students, our next topic is types of quadrilateral. So students, as we all know that there are some regular shapes in quadrilaterals like a square, rectangle, okay, rhombus, trapezium, parallelogram, kite, okay, like this. So we'll study all that type. Okay, so the first type is trapezium. Okay, this type is trapezium. So students, what is a trapezium? What are the basic property of trapezium? Here we will study. So let us see that what is a trapezium. So students, in trapezium, the basic property is it's one pair of side. Okay, when in any type of quadrilateral, if one pair of side is parallel, then that type of quadrilateral is known as trapezium. Okay, so here we can say that one pair of sides is parallel. Okay, this type of quadrilateral is known as trapezium. So here it is the first property of this type of quadrilateral, that the one pair of side is parallel. Okay students, now if we join students the midpoints of non-parallel sides, okay, here the parallel sides are what? AD and BC, and non-parallel sides are, here we have to write that parallel sides in, for this figure I am telling you students, okay, for this figure parallel sides are AD is parallel to BC here, okay, AD and BC, parallel sides AD and BC, okay, and non-parallel sides is here AB and DC, okay, AB and CD, you can say AB and CD. Okay students, so the parallel sides, AD side is parallel to BC and non-parallel side is AB and CD. Okay students, listen carefully students. When we join the midpoints of non-parallel sides, this DE, okay, DE is what? DE is a line which is joined by the midpoints of AB and DC. Okay, DE is a line. So DE is known as the median of trapezium. DE is known as the median of trapezium. Okay, students. And in trapezium, one more thing is there. Suppose, students, if this is the another topic, okay, if the non-parallel sides are equal, okay, if the non-parallel sides are equal, means if AB is equal to CD, if AB is equal to CD, then this trapezium, okay, see, in trapezium, when the non-parallel sides are equal, then that trapezium is known as isosceles trapezium. Then that trapezium is known as isosceles trapezium. So these are the basic things about trapezium. The first one is, the main property is what? That one pair of sides is parallel. Okay, in this figure, AD is parallel to BC. Okay, the second thing is that parallel sides, AD parallel to BC means AD and BC, and non-parallel sides AB and CD. After that, if we join the midpoints of the non-parallel sides means D and E of DC, then that side is known as median. Okay, students, and then if the non-parallel sides are equal in length, then that type of trapezium is known as isosceles trapezium. Okay, students, coming to the next type, and that type is parallelogram. See, students, for this whole chapter, this shape is very important, parallelogram, because we'll study many properties about parallelogram. Okay, but here what are the basic things? That if in a quadrilateral opposite sides are parallel, then that type of quadrilateral is known as parallelogram. Okay, students, so the first basic property of parallelogram is what? Its opposite sides are parallel. Okay, means BC is parallel to DA and AB is parallel to CD. Okay, students, here opposite sides are parallel. So students, in the definition it is enough that if you are saying that opposite sides are parallel, then that type of quadrilateral is known as parallelogram. But later on, when we'll study all the theorems, we'll see that the opposite sides are also equal. Okay, and the sum of their adjacent angle is 180 degree, opposite angles are equal, many properties we'll see. Okay, but here in the definition we'll see that if opposite sides are parallel in any type of quadrilateral, then that type of quadrilateral is known as parallelogram. So here quadrilateral ABCD is a, see students, the short form of writing parallelogram is, firstly we'll denote the parallel sign, and after that we'll write GM. So this is the short form of denoting parallelogram, parallel and GM. This will be the parallelogram. Okay, so here ABCD is a parallelogram. After that, students, the third type is rectangle. What is a rectangle? So students, this shape we are studying from our childhood, that what is a rectangle. So in the rectangle, see why we have started from trapezium, because trapezium is the most basic structure of quadrilateral, and if we change something in trapezium, that will be parallelogram. If we change something in parallelogram, that will be rectangle. If we change something in rectangle, that will be square. Okay, and after that we'll study like this. Okay, rhombus and kite also. Okay, so here we have seen that if a pair of side is parallel in quadrilateral, then that is known as trapezium. If both the pair of sides are parallel, then that will be the parallelogram. And in rectangle, what we see, in rectangle we see that if one angle of a parallelogram is 90 degree, then the type of quadrilateral is rectangle. Okay students, now you will say that all the angles of a rectangle is 90 degree. Yes, you are saying true. Okay, all the angles are 90 degree, but how you will define a rectangle? So see students, when you will write that, if you do that one pair of parallelogram, only one angle of a parallelogram is 90 degree, then automatically all the angles will be equal to 90 degree. Suppose here we have done what? Here we are saying that it is 90 degree. Okay, then this side is parallel to this side, so according to the co-interior, this will also be 90 degree. Okay, according to the co-interior, this angle will also be 90 degree. Okay, so we know that in quadrilateral all angles are 90 degree, but to define a rectangle, it is enough to say that you are saying that in a parallelogram, if one angle is 90 degree, then the shape will be rectangle. Okay, when we are comparing a rectangle with parallelogram, then it is enough to say that its one angle is 90 degree. But when we are defining a rectangle not on the basis of parallelogram, then we can only say that in rectangle all the angles are 90 degree, their opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are equal also. Okay, so here we are saying in rectangle that if in a parallelogram one angle is 90 degree, then that type of quadrilateral is known as rectangle. Okay students, are you getting my point? And when you are defining rectangle not on the basis of parallelogram, so you can say that if all the angles of a quadrilateral is 90 degree, then that type of quadrilateral is known as rectangle. Okay students, so this is how we define trapezium, parallelogram and rectangle. Okay, step by step I am telling you. See, if in a quadrilateral one pair of side is parallel, then that type of quadrilateral is trapezium. If in a quadrilateral both the opposite sides, means both the pair of opposite sides are parallel, then that type of quadrilateral is parallelogram. If in a parallelogram, now I am what saying, that if in a parallelogram one angle is 90 degree, then that type of parallelogram will be known as rectangle. Okay students, now students, the fourth shape is rhombus. Okay, rhombus will define rhombus on the basis of parallelogram. Okay, will define rhombus on the basis of parallelogram. So we have studied in parallelogram that if both the pairs of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral, then that type of quadrilateral is known as parallelogram. But here if we see that in a parallelogram, see this is also a parallelogram, rhombus is also a parallelogram. Okay, so how we define it? We say that if in a parallelogram, if in a parallelogram all sides are equal, if in a parallelogram all sides are equal, then that type of quadrilateral is known as rhombus. Okay, we can generalize it also, students. At the place of parallelogram we can say quadrilateral also. Okay, so wherever you see that in a quadrilateral all the four sides are equal, then that type of quadrilateral is known as rhombus. Okay, so here it is, the main thing is what, that AB, BC, CD and AD, all sides are equal. Okay, so the definition is simple, that if in a quadrilateral or in a parallelogram all sides are equal, then that type of quadrilateral is known as rhombus. Okay, students. See, students, one more thing we can add in parallelogram and rectangle, that its diagonals are not equal. In parallelogram diagonals are not equal, means AC is not equal to BD. Okay, but in rectangle diagonals are equal. Okay, in rectangle diagonals are equal, means here you can say that AC is equal to BD. And in the same manner in rhombus also we can say that its diagonals are not equal. AC is not equal to BD. In rhombus diagonals are not equal. Now students, coming to the next topic, that is fifth type, and that is square. So this shape is also we are studying from our childhood, that what is a square. That a square is, if all the sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then that is rhombus. But with that, okay, but the property of rhombus, but with that property of rhombus we say that if one angle of rhombus is 90 degree, then the quadrilateral will be what? Square. Then the quadrilateral will be square. Okay, students. So as we all know that in rhombus all the sides are equal, but with that property, if one more property is there, that if one angle of rhombus is 90 degree, then automatically its all angles will be 90 degree. Okay, so we can say that in square all the angles are 90 degree. Okay, so when we are defining a square on the basis of rhombus, so we can say that if one angle of a rhombus is 90 degree, then that type of rhombus or that type of quadrilateral is a square. But if we are defining the square without any basis, then we can say that if all the sides are equal and all the angles is 90 degree in a quadrilateral, then that type of quadrilateral is known as square. Okay, and here what about diagonals? Diagonals are equal, means AC is equal to BD. Okay, students. Now coming to the sixth type, and that is kite. Okay, students, what is a kite? So we can define kite easily. What definition will give? That if two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Okay, how we define a kite? Two pairs of adjacent sides. Adjacent sides means neighbor side. Okay, neighbor side means like AB and AD are neighbors. So if AD is equal to AD and BC is equal to CD, then this type of quadrilateral is known as kite. Okay, someone can say that AB and BC is also neighbor. So these are also adjacent sides. Yes, these are adjacent sides. But in the definition it is said that two pairs of adjacent sides. Okay, so this is the one pair and this is the other pair. Other than that, no pair should be equal. Okay, so like this we can define the kite, that if two pairs of adjacent sides are equal, then that type of quadrilateral is known as kite. So students, in the sequence we have studied all the 6 types of quadrilateral, that is trapezium, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square and kite. Okay, so you have to note down whatever the things I have taught you today, okay, in the same manner that I have noted down here. Okay, so students, this is enough for today. Whatever the topics we have studied today, just go through all that and note it down in your fair copy. Okay, it is very important to prepare NCERT notes clearly. Okay students, thank you.